Hello, in this video, the goal is that at the end you will be able to distinguish and define management and leadership, and also that you will be able to identify when a person is leading other people. I would like to start by commenting that some people consider the term leadership and management to be synonymous, but other people, however, consider them to be two completely separate things. In fact, there are some people who suggest that you should not manage change, you should lead it, that is, for them they are different things. So what position do we take? Are the same, are two different things? What do you think about management and leading? Well, I'm going to give my point of view on this aspect. In my mental model, in the way I visualize leadership, is one of the four legs or one of the four pillars of management. To manage, you must plan, you must organize, you must direct, or in this case lead and control. It's an iterative model where all the phases are really done one after the other or at the same time, or with crossovers between one and the other. It is not really a linear sequence, but in some moments there are loops and they are fed back. I understand that when someone tells you don't manage change, lead it, really what they're telling you is don't forget the other three characteristics that go along with leadership. It's really telling you that to be successful is to not just focus on the first two functions, but you have to do all of them and give enough weight to each of them. For example, you have to plan, which is deciding what has to be done, when it has to be done, what resources you're going to have to do it with. You also have to organize, which is to create a structure of functions, processes, jobs, tasks, and allocate resources, for example, which people have to be at which workstation doing certain tasks. And also establish the formal channels through which the different people are going to communicate with the other people involved in completing a product or service. To control is to check what has been done and how it has been done, and from there to draw some lessons learned or to learn about the process of how things have been working. Lead, well, leading is the star of this video, and therefore we are going to dedicate some slides to define it in a little bit more detail. Leadership is a word that can be used with different meanings, and it's very likely that different people not only give more or less different definitions of the concept, but they are also thinking about applications of the word leadership that are radically different. For example, leadership can mean a situation of superiority in which an institution is in, an organization, a product, a sector or a team within its scope. So you can have a leading organization that is the one that outperforms in some dimension or measure of performance the other organizations, or you can have a leading sports team that tops a ranking, or a leading group that is the one that has a recognized success or more success than other groups that it is compared to. But this is not the definition I would be interested in. The definition of leadership I want to use in this video is related to the exercise of the role of a leader, which implies that a person, we're talking about a person, people, put into place certain behaviors, and this is what I'm going to focus on or try to focus on or try to nuance in the next few slides. Although you may come across different or many different definitions of leadership, I think that almost all of them are going to be aligned with that to lead is to have power. I've shown you here, well, it's the same definition, or if you want, two versions of the definition in Wikipedia, in Spanish and in English, and you will see that these also talk about the power effect, and based on this, I would like to tell you the definition that I like to use, which is that leading consists of influencing and guiding the behavior of the people in a group, in a team, to achieve the goals of that group. The person who directs or coordinates the group is the boss, is the person responsible for the group. Regardless of the hierarchical position you occupy in the group, what makes you a leader is your ability to influence other people's behavior. That is, a leader has power over the other people in the group. Power is to influence people's behavior. If you don't influence, you are not a leader. What are the basic sources of power? Well, fundamentally, you have to reward, you have to punish, you have the power of the experience of what you know or the knowledge that you have the power of reference or charisma, and you also have the power of hierarchical position, that is, the position you occupy within the organization, of the team or the whole where you are relating to other people. But also, and this is a very important aspect, the group has to accept that that person is the leading person, otherwise you have no power over them. After all this that I have been telling you, who do you think is the leading person in this figure that I present to you in the slide? Here I'm going to leave the question in the air. I leave it in the open question and think about it and try to link it with the definition and with the comments that I have made previously. And I think at this point you should be able to distinguish and define management and leadership, and at the same time also identify when a person may be acting as a leader within a team. You have some additional information and some credits for the images that I have used in this video.